Hello everyone and welcome to Yoga by Hannah. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking you through a few simple and common yoga poses that you are likely to find along your yoga journey. So if you are a beginner, then this is a perfect video for you. So when you're ready, we're going to come into our first pose. So make your way into your mat and just come to a cross-legged seated position. And we're just going to begin to shift the weight from side to side and gently pull away the fleshy parts of your bottom until you can feel the bones in your bottom on your mat, your sits bones. From here, we're just going to lengthen the spine. So really sit tall, crown of the head is towards the sky. Roll your shoulders up, back, and melt the shoulder blades down the back of your body. Your hands can come to rest on your thighs, palms facing upwards. And this is our first pose, Sukhasana, easy pose. And this is a lovely one for finding a little bit of stillness. It's quite popular for meditation. It's also really good for subtly strengthening the back. Beautiful, well done guys. When you're ready, we're going to come into our next pose. So make your way to an all fours position. So in all fours position, your wrists are stacked underneath the shoulders, your knees are stacked underneath the hip points. From here, spread the fingertips wide. Inhale. And on your exhale, draw the belly up to the spine, tuck your tailbone under and send your gaze towards the belly button. Pushing away from your mat. Cat pose. This is a lovely one for stretching the muscles of the back, giving the spine a little massage. Beautiful. When you're ready guys, coming back into a neutral spine. From here we're going to come into our cow pose, Balasana. So from your neutral spine, inhale, and on your exhale draw the belly down towards the mat. Open your chest and send your gaze forwards. Cow pose. And this is a lovely one for releasing tension in the back, finding mobility in the spine, and strengthening the shoulders and the wrists. And you might recognize cat and cow if you maybe go to gym classes. They quite often use them together to warm up the spine, bring some mobility to the spine. Beautiful. When you're ready guys, going back to a neutral position. From here, we're just gonna walk the knees back, send the hips down, and come to lie down on your tummy. Coming into our next pose, upward facing dog. So just draw the fingertips in line with the shoulders here. Elbows are bent, drawing the shoulders down and back. Draw the belly in towards the spine, engage the glutes, and when you're ready, pushing away from the mat. Straightening the arms here, pelvis hovers off the mat, upward facing dog. Lengthening the spine here. And if you're a beginner, keep your knees on the ground, and eventually you can work to lift the knees off. This is a great pose for feeling a stretch in the front body, strengthening the shoulders, bringing a little bit of flexibility into the spine. Great, well done guys. When you're ready, slowly begin to bend the elbows and lower the body back down to the mat. Wonderful. When you're ready, I'll meet you back in an all fours position. We're going to go into a downward facing dog pose. Now I'm sure many of you already know this pose. So we're just going to take our hands slightly in front of the shoulders this time. Spread the fingertips wide, press through the pads of your fingers, curl the back toes underneath, inhale, look forward, and on your exhale breath, draw the belly into the spine, float the knees off the mat and send the hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Knees can be slightly bent here. Draw the heels towards the mat, chest melts towards the thighs, shoulders are away from the ears, upper arm bones rotate outwards, downward facing dog. This is a great pose for strengthening the shoulders, lengthening the back of the legs, strengthening the core. Beautiful, well done guys. When you're ready, we're going to go straight into our next pose by stepping our feet up towards our hands. When you get there, let the head hang heavy, shoulders away from the ears. You can have a slight bend in the knees here, or you can bend them even further if you'd like to, if that's more comfortable for you. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana. This is one of my personal favorites. I just absolutely love how this pose feels. So you can take the fingertips down towards the mat, to the shins, or my personal favorite, take hold of opposite elbows. I'm just trying to melt that upper body towards the thighs. And there are so many benefits to this pose. Lengthening and strengthening the muscles of the legs, relieving anxiety, stimulating the blood flow. And I just think it's a really awesome one just to relax into. I really love this pose. Beautiful, well done guys. When you're ready, releasing the hands, and then slowly you can begin to roll up, stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. When you get there, coming into our next pose, Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet can be hip distance apart here or together, that's up to you. When you get there, roll the shoulders up, back and down, melting the shoulder blades down the back body. Arms can come to rest at the sides, palms facing forwards. Belly draws in towards the spine. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky, Tadasana. Again, this is a lovely one for finding some stillness. It's also really good for playing with your balance. It's also really good for improving posture. When you're ready guys, we're going to come into our next pose, Vrikshasana, tree pose. This is actually a balance posture, so if you'd like to, I invite you to use a piece of furniture or a wall if balance isn't your thing. So when you're ready, bringing the palms together at the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Find a spot on the wall or somewhere in front of you that you can send your gaze, your drishti. This is going to help you balance. And when you're ready, just gently begin to shift the weight over to your left foot. Make sure your standing leg is strong here. Draw up through your center, belly towards the spine. Spine is long, crown of the head towards the sky. And then slowly begin to peel that right foot off the ground. And you might stay here. This might be your tree pose. Otherwise, you can bring the sole of the foot to the ankle, the calf, or the thigh if that's available to you. And this is a lovely pose for strengthening the whole of that standing leg right up to the butt. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, just releasing back down to the ground. We're going to come into our Virabhadrasana, warrior two pose here. So just standing at the top of your mat now, step your left leg back and pivot on the back foot so that your back foot is at a 45-degree angle towards the front left corner of your mat. And just take a quick peek down and check that your front heel is in line with your back heel. From here, we're just going to draw up through our center. So belly towards the spine, head is over heart, heart is over pelvis. Slowly begin to bend that front knee. You might want to widen your stance a little bit here. And just make sure your front knee is directly over your front ankle. From here, inhale and exhale to roll the shoulders down. Bring the arms up parallel to the floor, and then you're just going to send your gaze, your drishti, over the front middle fingers. Warrior two. Just make sure that you're pushing through the knife edge of your back foot here. This is a wonderful stretch for the muscles of the groin. It's great for strengthening the legs. It's a very strong pose. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana. Beautiful, well done, guys. When you're ready, you can release. And we're just going to meet again in all fours. So from here, we're going to come into a child's pose, Balasana. So your knees can be together here, hip distance, or you can take the big toes together and take your knees as wide as the mat if that's more comfortable for you. When you're ready, send your bum back towards your heels. Upper body mounts onto the thighs. Forehead comes to rest on the mat. And arms can come to rest beside you, palms facing up. Child's pose, Balasana. This is a lovely resting pose, one that you can come back to at any point during your practice. It's also really great for stretching out the muscles of the spine and the glutes. Good work, guys. Okay, when you're ready, coming back to your all fours, and we're just going to find our way to lie down on our backs, coming into our last pose. So when you get there, just snuggle the shoulder blades underneath the back. Shoulders are away from the ears. Tuck the chin slightly. Soften the jaw, unclench the jaw. Arms can come to rest beside you, palms facing up. You just want to unclench the bum here and let the legs be heavy. And just let go of everything here. Notice anywhere that you might be clenching or holding. Just see if you can soften. This is our last pose today, Savasana, corpse pose. Such a lovely resting posture. Many people actually find this one of the more difficult yoga poses because we find it hard to be still. Our society values productivity and doing rather than resting and being. So just trust that your Shavasana is so beneficial and it's so worth your time. Wonderful, guys, well done. When you're ready to come out, we're just going to hug the knees in towards the chest and gently roll over to one side. And then coming back into our cross-legged seated position, our easy pose. Those are our simple and common yoga poses. If you are a complete beginner, I really hope that you found this helpful, and I hope to do a proper practice with you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Namaste.